Welcome to the stream. Arsenal versus Manchester City, Premier League match week 5. Should be an entertaining fixture, hopefully. We all know how, the history between these two clubs, Pep, Arteta, first and second place finishes throughout the last few seasons. It's going to be hopefully an entertaining game. We know usually this fixture does end up being more of a chess match than anything, but that's how games are at the highest level. So I'm just hoping for a fun, high scoring draw, entertaining game all around. And yeah, I mean, you can't really hope for much more besides that with, with a Premier League fixture of this quality. But ultimately, I'm going to set up some stuff here on the YouTube end of things, get the final result prediction poll up and going. Let's see here. The options will be for the final result prediction poll: Arsenal win, Man City win, draw. The options are live on YouTube. We're going to be kicking off in just a moment, about 7 minutes or so. I'm going to read the lineups before we kick off. My prediction for today, if I were to predict something, I'd predict maybe like a 1-1 draw. I could see. I want like a higher scoring game, of course. But, it's tough to tell exactly how this game will unfold, because Arsenal obviously one of the best defenses in the league. No, not even one of the best. They are full stop the best against a Man City side that has Erling Haaland, who is probably the most prolific goal scorer in terms of starting output throughout a season and throughout a couple seasons. So yeah, like he's just scoring a ton. You have City, who's gonna look to reassert their dominance. And yeah, I feel like overall this could be one of those fixtures that's just side to side, kind of hard to break down both sides, or it could be more end to end. It could end up turning into something that you end up seeing a lot more of a, kind of counterattacking play. We could see, Arsenal now with Gyökeres. I think they're in a really good position to be able to kind of make use of his skill set should City kind of start to throw bodies forward. But we'll see how it plays out. Sound off in chat with your predictions and your thoughts on this fixture, how you think it's going to play out, who you think will score, etc., etc. But yeah, I'm pretty excited. This is easily the number one fixture this weekend in terms of quality and on paper matchups. I know everybody was looking forward to this, so hopefully we have a good game. I'm going to read out the lineups for Arsenal. In a 4-3-3, we have Raya, Timber, Saliba, Gabriel, Calafiori, Marino, Zubimendi, Rice, Madueke, Gyökeres, and Trossard. And for City in a 4-1-4-1, we have Donnarumma, Kusanov, Dias, Gvardiol, O'Reilly, Rodri, Silva, Foden, Reinders, Doku, and Haaland. Doku had a goal in the Champions League. It was an incredible goal. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend you checking it out. Not a big City fan or nothing, but it was a quality goal. It's one of those things where we haven't seen Jeremy Doku really elevate his game to that level where he's bringing in the goals, he's bringing in the slick finishes, he's bringing in, obviously, we know him to be an incredible dribbler. We know that he could, be a bit more creative in terms of passing and such. But he's not particularly a goal scorer. He's not a finisher. He's not somebody who's going to create his own chance and then finish it. But he was this week in the Champions League. I forget who City even faced off against this week. We could go check that real quick. As the players are approaching the center circle, kickoff is just 3 minutes or so. They faced off against Napoli. Yes, that's right. Kevin De Bruyne homecoming, who sadly went off injured that game. But, you know what I mean? I just kind of feel like with how this game is kind of shaped up, there's a lot of hype. There's a lot of need for both sides to kind of get a result. Arsenal sitting in fourth place on 9 points. They have a fantastic goal difference, so I doubt that they'll sink to fifth. But, you know, should Man City win honestly, if City wins by how many goals would that have to be? 2? I don't know what the goal break or the tiebreaker would be if the goals are level after goal difference for City and Arsenal. But City could be, you know, as high as at least fifth, maybe even fourth, depending on how this game goes. So they're going to be looking to break into that Champions League area again. And of course, you know, Arsenal looking to cement themselves as a defensive juggernaut, a team that, you know, won't particularly just kind of drop points willy-nilly and do stupid things. They have more firepower going forward now. They look like a far better side in terms of like how complete and resolute they look. Obviously no Saka, but I think Trossard, Madueke could provide a lot of creativity and a good outlet going forward, honestly, especially off of Gyökeres. The one concern I would say for Arsenal maybe, and I'm looking at this lineup that they have, their midfield, once again, very robust, very dynamic. Marino, Zubamendi, Rice. I could see them potentially in open play, once again, struggling to get some kind of forward momentum, but we'll see how it plays out. Sound off in the YouTube poll. It's live now. It'll be live until a little after halftime. It's the final result prediction poll, basically just asking who you think will win, Arsenal, City, or a draw. And yeah, we're about a minute from kickoff. Hope everyone's got their snacks, their drinks, whatever you need to settle in and enjoy this lovely Sunday fixture between Arsenal and Man City. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing, like the stream as well. That helps a lot. But yeah, we're going to kick off in just a moment here. Arsenal huddling up. City is huddled up as well. We have some Premier League mornings live in Kansas City, Missouri as well. A lot of Arsenal and City fans there for this fixture. We'll see how Donnarumma performs. Once again, a new signing for Man City. I thought as a fit, he wouldn't be particularly fantastic. He's obviously a great goalie, but I've always seen him as more of a shot stopper, less of a sweeper keeper, ball playing goalie that, you know, we know Pep is a huge fan of. So we'll see how he continues to adjust to life in the Premier League. We'll see how everything shapes up. Arteta and Pep embracing there, as well as Arteta and Pep Linders and Colature. Pep Linders, man. Imagine telling that to a Liverpool fan a few years ago. They'd see Pep and Pep together on touchline. But here we go. Tiani Reinders set to kick us off for the first half. Man City going to get us underway here. And we are officially underway, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure that the timers are, yeah, there we go. It's perfect. Pull this down here, and we are ready to go. Arsenal here clear the ball towards Calafiori, who heads it away. Gabriel with the header. City trying to win possession high up the pitch, and Arsenal managed to break through that. And now they're on the counter potentially. Here as Marino plays it back to Zubamendi, and now Timber driving forward with a chipped ball towards Gyökeres. It's comfortably dealt with by Joshua Guardiola. Gets it to O'Reilly and back to Guardiola, who hooves it to Haaland, who can't quite control it. And now Arsenal's back with possession. And they get it all the way back to David Raya. There's a moment there that I thought there could be a good chance that potentially Arsenal could play a through ball to either Gyökeres or Madueke, but like I said, that robustness, you're going to have a trade-off for some creativity. Marino just played it back to Zubamendi instead, which isn't a bad choice. I mean, it's just this Arsenal side, obviously Odegaard hasn't been at his very best, and when he does play Good ball, potentially. Oh, Raya's pass intercepted by O'Reilly. But Arsenal able to pick up the pieces, and Gyökeres leading the counterattack. Victor Gyökeres lays it off to Calafiori, who's tackled really well by Kusanov. Kusanov plays it lone on the ground forward, and City try to just clear it out of their defensive third, and they do so. Finds its way all the way back to David Raya. Rice to Zubamendi to Saliba to Rice. Arsenal with a long diagonal to Madueke. Noni Madueke. O'Reilly manages to deal with him and wins the throw for City. See how this throw goes for City. They're going to take it. Here, Doku unable to win possession, but City get another throw in. Throw in towards Haaland as he's being marked very tightly by, I believe that was Gabriel. Might have been Saliba, actually. It's definitely Saliba, actually. Ball with Gabriel now. Plays it forward. Calafiori to Trossard. Trossard driving forward. Leandro Trossard still. Kusanov so fast. Stands his ground. Wins the ball. He's absolutely rapid at right back, Kusanov. I've seen him play for City at obviously last season, but this season specifically, I feel like he's taking that step up. He's getting a bit more dynamic as a fullback. Obviously, you know, the modern day fullback is a very different position to what it was a decade ago, even 5 years ago. You have lots of center backs playing there, and Kusanov, who did start as a center back, quite impressed with how seamlessly he's fit into that right back position this season, especially with Kyle Walker gone. They've needed a player there, and I think he's kind of nailed it on. There was talk of Mateus Nunes. I never thought that would make too much sense. Rico Lewis is a decent player, but is he as reliable as Kusanov? I don't know. That's a question you'd have to ask a City fan, because for me, I quite like how Kusanov fits into this team in terms of being just like so rapid, providing cover to, you know, Ruben Dias, who's playing at that right center back position. It really helps City, honestly, I think, to just be a bit more resolute, I guess, in defense. But Arsenal still waiting to pick out a pass. Slowly side to side and back and forth. Here, Urian Timber to Saliba. Saliba looking for a passing option. Plays it back to David Raya. Raya gets the ball towards Leandro Trossard. To Gabriel. Arsenal just kind of trying to draw City onto them, is what it seems, with all the passing side to side and the short passes. Just trying to create some space for a player. And oh, mate, O'Reilly had a good idea there. It wasn't the best execution. Just tried to flick it over Timber, but ultimately Arsenal saved by that misplaced pass. They could have been in a far worse position. And Raya here gets a good ball to, I believe that was Zubamendi. Good ball to Gyökeres. Tries to play it back to, I believe that was Marino. Arsenal still with the ball. They've been dominating possession so far for the opening 6.5 minutes or so. Um, but yeah, kind of what I anticipated with the you know, the chess match thing that I mentioned. Calafiori here. It's a midfield. Arsenal just being patient, trying to have City slip up. It's going to be tough to have the City side slip up. Here, Madueke chasing. Madueke versus Guardiola. Guardiola manages to clear it last second. And it's out for an Arsenal throw-in. Oh, no foul there according to the ref. Donnarumma here, motioning to his players to try and get them in position, but Arsenal, once again to Gabriel, plays the pass towards Trossard. Trossard tries to get it to Calafiori. He does so pretty well, and Calafiori with the cross. It's cleared at the edge of the box by a City defender. City, Arsenal just kind of ping-ponging the ball, and Arsenal lose the ball. City here with possession. Haaland. Erling Haaland. 1-0 immediately. First chance of the game. Erling Haaland. He shoots, he scores. 1-0 for Man City. Erling Haaland, the goal scorer. Oh, didn't mean to set my screen on fire. Is it this one? I think it might be. I don't know which one is the goal sound effect, but point aside, Haaland scores. Arsenal immediately crumble. And this is what I would say is the problem with Arsenal, personally. When you plan, and I believe that's Reinders. God, why did I put him on my bench? Haaland started, but I kept Reinders on my bench. I had Sarr, who got 0 points, like a dummy. Point aside, when you set up like this with so much defensive intent, you are almost setting yourself up for failure at home. Like, this is what can happen. Haaland can break free. He could have a weak-footed finish past Raya like that. Like in a snap, bro. So when you're lining up with Gabriel and Saliba and then Marino and Zubamendi and Rice, like, you're not gonna get as many chances going forward as you're gonna keep yourself defensively like intact. Like, it's not like the best defense of all time. It's a good defense for sure, don't get me wrong, but it doesn't justify having so many DMs, having such a pragmatic approach where they were, for the first 10 minutes or so, Arsenal were knocking around the ball back and forth diagonally to one another, side to side, however which way you want to say it, like crazy. And now City have the ball, but City don't have. That was some pressure there on Donnarumma. He got lucky that Kusanov was able to kick it out for a throw-in. But yeah, like, you know, I just can't help but feel this Pep got on his face there. Maybe a pimple or something. I don't know. Some cover-up. Tough to say. Point aside, yeah, you're just like, it's so negative. It's so almost backwards to want to do this at home. Like, I get it. City's a phenomenal team. But all that prep, all that planning could not stop Erling Haaland from scoring. Dude, I gotta go check my fantasy now. I'm pissed because I have Rangers on the bench. God, I gotta start him nowadays, don't I? He's getting started like every game, too, is the thing. Yeah, Rangers has 4 points. Could add an extra 4 points. Got above. Got like 250 points overall. That's not great. What can you do? But yeah, if I'm Arsenal, I'm going to be fighting to obviously get that goal back. But more than anything, I'm going to be trying to, like, 77% possession and you're down 1-0 to a City side who hasn't looked all that much better. They created a chance. They took it incredibly. And now when they're getting forward, they look like way more like fervent almost, more like a great pass from Guardiola to Doku, by the way. They just look more raucous. Like they really are up for it when they have the ball now. Whereas before they had that goal, they definitely lacked some confidence in terms of being a bit more assertive. Now they have possession. They're going to eat into Arsenal share of possession, which is obviously something that they're going to be looking to retain as much of as possible. When they're in that position, though, I don't know. I just can't help but think that they're just kind of, selling themselves short a bit with this lineup, with this like kind of insistency on the tactic of just being the most defensively sound team in the league. Like, I don't know. Defense obviously wins championships, it wins leagues. But does defense really help you win games as much? Against certain teams for sure, but against a team like City, you need to be able to outscore them. And unless Gyökeres gets some good service across these next 70 minutes or so, which he hasn't in the first 13, I don't see an outlet here for Arsenal. I'm gonna be completely blunt about that. They could prove me wrong. Don't get me wrong. They definitely could. If there was a side that could prove me wrong in this situation, it'd probably be Arsenal. And the player is down for City. Is that Joško Gvardiol? No, it's Kuzanov. My bad. It's Kuzanov. Oh, what happened there? I don't think he got... Did he get stamped on? I couldn't quite see from that angle. See the Oh, it's the replay of the Haaland goal. Yeah, but that's just kind of how I feel all around about Arsenal. Like the Arteta project, the everything about it really just feel like it spells disaster sometimes when you're up against the best of the best, Like you could pull it off against I don't know, like a Palace or a West Ham where you're so in possession, you're so defensively great that you just keep the ball, you score when you need to. Obviously, Arsenal mostly scoring from those set pieces that they love so much. But I don't know. I just don't see a world where this is super sustainable in the long term. Like your best players offensive, your most creative players, your Bukayo Saka's getting drove into the ground basically with your tactics, with how much he plays. I don't know. I don't see a world where it's a winning formula, really. That's all I'll say. Arsenal wins, still leading in the polls with 80%. Here, though, Arsenal with potentially their first chance of the game, a corner in the 17th and a half minute. Madueke set to take it. It's usually Declan Rice, but we'll see how this plays out. Cross comes in. It's headed away by City, and Madueke gets it back after Arsenal player heads it his way. Madueke still... Oh my goodness, what defending that is. I don't know who... That was Phil Foden of all people. Would you believe it? Great work to keep the ball in play and then just clears it out, preventing Arsenal from getting that second corner of the evening. We know how lethal they are from there. We know how clinical they are. So, great work from Phil Foden. He seems like he's kind of coming back into his own. A really poor season last year. I think he himself will admit that. But for him, it's going to mean a lot to start getting those goals back, those assists. Being able to really, just contribute at a high level again. I think that is something that was abundantly absent from Pep ball last year in Guardiola's tactics. Obviously, no Rodri. I feel like Foden drops off a little because he doesn't have that anchor. But you could make that argument about a ton of players. Foden, though, as I think he was Premier League PFA Player of the Season. What's this? Here, Arsenal have the ball. They're going to try to get it forward as they stifled that City attack. And here they lose the ball, Arsenal. Haaland. Reinders. Ooh, shot is low, straight into the path of David Raya. Raya here plays the ball towards Urian Timber. Timber with some space to Madueke. Madueke. Still Noni Madueke. Sends in the cross. It's low. It's blocked. And here Bernardo Silva on the ball. Arsenal once again with possession. Declan Rice to Calafiori finds Trossard. And City comfortable so far, I think. They're not really after that goal, they haven't, really allowed for many gaps to show up for Arsenal. They haven't thrown too many bodies forward, I would say. I think they played really well thus far. Arsenal, though, will of course be looking to continue some good football to start the season. Trossard can't get on the end of that through ball. That was really well worked, but not good enough. Here is an offside on Gyökeres. City with a free kick. City with 2 shots to Arsenal's 0 so far. Haaland with some okay control, tries to get it back to a City player, and eventually it's cleared by Gabriel, the captain for Arsenal today. Yeah, it's O'Reilly, some good work. It's a foul. Ref calls a foul on O'Reilly for kind of charging through Marino there, I believe, or something to that effect. Here, Arsenal trying to build up as Reinders, I believe that is down, hurt, holding his leg. Ref blows the whistle. Shin calf area is holding in pain. Let's see this. Nothing too serious there, but Arteta very upset with how that was handled. Here's City on the ball again. Cross in. Falls to Bernardo, or Foden rather, at the edge of the box. He loses possession. But City just absolutely all over Arsenal. And Arsenal's defensive third here. Rice is dropped back into the back line. Plays a nice pass towards Calafiori. Calafiori driving forward. Sends in a low cross to Gyökeres. Trossard. He controls it afterwards. Cross in is way off the mark. I believe it took a deflection, though. So that should be another corner for Arsenal. Their second of the evening. We know how good they are from this position. I wonder if Declan Rice will take this one instead of Madueke. Yes, he will. Declan Rice readies the ball, adjusts his shin pads, and steps away. A lot of City players in the box, some Arsenal players getting ready for a potential. Ooh, good punch from Donnarumma. And Gyökeres wins another corner for Arsenal. Trying to mount the pressure here. It's a good punch from Donnarumma. Got up high. Provided the cover that that City needed. And Arsenal here, they're stepping up for corner number 3 of the evening. Madueke taking this one. His second delivery of the night, or the day, depending on where you're living. The clearance there from City. City are just absolutely fighting for every inch of the ball when they can. Madueke. Still, Noni Madueke. Still, Madueke tries to cut it back to the edge of the box. Nobody there. Arsenal throw. Decent work for Madueke. He's looked okay down that right-hand side, I won't lie. He's not looked nearly the player that Bukayo Saka is on the right wing, but he's looked decent. Declan Rice here with throw-in. Looks like he's going to take a long, wound-up throw-in. Huge throw-in. Set it away. City clear it. Ball goes all the way back towards David Raya. Raya takes 2 touches and hooves it diagonally towards Timber. It's out for a City throw-in. Doku gets the throw-in for City. Pep will be pretty happy with the way that his team has started this game. So far, stats-wise, Arsenal have 63% of possession. City's 37%. 0 shots, 0 XG. City's 2 shots, 0.49 XG. They're outpassing City, sure, but and have 3 corners to City's 0, but that's what I'm talking about. It doesn't inspire victory. It doesn't really do much, I don't think, really, for me at least, when you have, you have an Arsenal side that's just almost afraid to go forward sometimes. I don't know if it's a structure thing. I think it is partially. Is it a personnel thing? A little bit of that too, probably. I don't know. Even just like if one of these midfielders was a bit more all action, that could create a bit more, that could score a bit more from open play, might I add, because that's really the biggest issue here for Arsenal. They lack any sort of verticality to their game. Here we have Arsenal trying to build up once again. Timber plays it to Saliba. Finds Zubimendi. Zubimendi trying to find a pass somewhere. He's doing well to hold on to the ball, and a wonderful pass. An exceptional pass there from Zubimendi. Like, incredibly weighted, placed. That was fantastic. Calafiori set to take this throw-in. He's going to do a long throw-in, I imagine, as well. Arsenal playing like they're Newcastle, but such is the way. They love these long throw-ins and set pieces, don't they? Oh! The ball takes a few deflections. And Rice. Declan Rice. Rice finding Madueke is really not what you want to see if you're an Arsenal fan. If it was the other way around, maybe it's a goal. But it's the way the cookie crumbled. Oh, someone's boot went off. It was Gabriel Magalhaes. This is boot. Yeah, it was Ruben Diaz just sort of accidentally pinching the back of his boot and making him lose it. But here we have a goal kick from Donnarumma. He goes long, tries to find a City player, is unable to. Zubimendi. City a little under pressure now. They're starting to just clear the ball in a bit more of an erratic fashion. Calafiori here with the throw-in once again. It's closer to the halfway line at this point than he was prior. Zubimendi sends a searching ball that's cleared by Ruben Dias. Foden, Kuzanov. It's cleared by Arsenal a bit. Gabriel to David Raya to Saliba. Arsenal reset once again their own half. Some good play to find Urian Timber isolated on the right-hand side. Timber takes a couple touches, and the play almost just dead in the water as Madueke plays it to Marino. Marino to Gabriel. Gabriel eyeing up a shot potentially. I don't think so. Zubimendi. Back to Saliba. Gabriel once again. To Rice. Trossard versus Foden. Trossard turns and plays it to Rice. Marino to Rice. To Saliba. Calafiori. Oh, and that pass is a little loose. It finds its way all the way towards Timber, who has to track back to play it to Saliba. Yeah, and this is just what I'm saying. Like, Arsenal, they're going to try to get forward. They're going to try to play maybe a bit kind of more fluid football through their midfield. But, bro, it is stinky. It really sucks to watch them play because it just feels like it's self-defeating. It feels like there's nothing really. Oh, way! Super late challenge there by Bernardo Silva on Gabriel. Yeah, that's definitely a yellow card offense from Bernardo Silva. Gabriel's back to his feet. But yeah, no, it just watching Arsenal, man, makes you question life. I'm just gonna be honest. It makes you question so much. Like, how did we get here? Who is enjoying watching this? How actually successful is it? Is it worth all the pain and heartache to see this club play the most negative, backwards, pointless football? Like, you could have all the possession in the world. If you're passing in a diamond between your DMs and your center backs continuously, boy, oh boy, I don't know what that's gonna win you. Maybe a cup or something. It could work in the Champions League very easily, but across a 38 game season, like a loss here for Arsenal, which is what the current result is, would mean they're 6 points behind Liverpool. They'd be behind Tottenham and Bournemouth. No offense to Bournemouth, no offense to Tottenham, but we know how much an Arsenal fan would hate to finish behind Tottenham this season. And whereas Tottenham has looked incredibly versatile, incredibly adaptable under Thomas Frank. Oh, Donnarumma, nearly an error. City trying to break through the press. And it's moments like that where I think Arsenal are good, but they have to get so many bodies forward for that to work. And Doku, Jeremy Doku, still Doku, plays it. Why would you take that shot, Rodri? Have you ever taken that shot? Have you ever made that shot? Never, bro. Left foot. Trying to bend it. Bro thinks he's like Paul Scholes or something, dog. That was a terrible effort. But point aside, yeah, that's just... There's no reason for that when you have Bernardo Silva and Haaland. Both... Haaland was a little marked, but Bernardo Silva definitely wasn't. I don't know what that was. I really don't. But yeah, Arsenal, man. It's like, I don't even know. I've never... Oh, huge challenge there by Gabriel. Flying kind of effort. Brings Haaland to the ground. But, you know, like Arsenal fans, they like to finish above Tottenham. And they probably will. But they're going to have to be... They're going to need Eze more. They're going to need... Is Saka on the bench? Is Eze on the bench? Like, what's up with this? Saka on the bench. Eze on the bench. Lewis Skelly. Norgard. Nwaneri. Martinelli. I'm going to keep it a buck. Ted Shine. Welcome to chat. Ted, how's it going, brother? But yeah. For me, Arsenal, I just don't get it. I just don't get it. It's, you know, they're still in the game. And when they get these counters, they're not bad, but they have these DMs that got to carry the ball up basically like a third of the pitch. Then find a wide player in Madueke or Trossard who aren't necessarily the most creative. Good play here, though, as it finds Marino. Calafiori looks to lay it off. He does so. Cross comes in. Gyökeres eyeing it up. Madueke! Rainbows it over. Just a little loop there with that shot. I mean, good movement on that shot, but it just was never getting... Yeah, not at all good movement. He just absolutely shanked that. But yeah, Saka, I thought he'd be out if he wasn't starting, but Saka and Eze on the bench. I didn't even look at the benches. You need to see City's bench, see if they've got any heavy hitters. Savinho, Bob, Gonzalez, Mukasa, Lewis, Ake, Nunez, and Stones. Trafford and Kepa as well on both respective benches. That corner from Arsenal doesn't materialize into much. We see a goal kick awarded for City. 259 total passes for Arsenal to City's 124. It's not often you see City outpassed. Pass accuracy for Arsenal, 88%. Pass accuracy for City, 78%. Arsenal are definitely dominating them in that respect, but at the same time, I don't know, mate. I do not know. Cross in. Oh. A little hectic there for City as they continue defending this. Offside for Arsenal. 43 minutes or so have elapsed. Thus far, how I would describe this half is Arsenal have all the ball, but none of the ideas. City, fortunately for them, have gotten one golden chance, and all you need is a single chance with Erling Haaland. I'm very happy I put him in my fantasy team this week. A little upset with some of the other choices I made, like having Rangers on my bench. But, you know, that's just the way of life. At least with FPL. Sometimes good, sometimes not so good. What a play towards Madueke. Madueke. Noni Madueke loses the ball. Arsenal still with possession, though. Timber back to Madueke once again. He stops on dime, sends in the cross. Punched away by Donnarumma. Calafiori! His shot goes over the bar. Tries to hit on a sort of volley there, half volley. I don't know what you would call it particularly. Kind of teed it up himself. But yeah, that's one of the better chances that Arsenal have had this game, I would say. Well-timed punch from Donnarumma. Here, Saliba receives the pass from Gabriel. He finds Timber, and Timber, looking for an outlet, plays it back to William Saliba. Saliba to Gabriel. We're going to see how much stoppage time has been added for the first half. It is, let's see the scoreboard go up. 4 minutes. 4 minutes of stoppage time. A good back heel there from Madueke. Finds Timber. Timber takes an... They're taking like one too many touches with these pre-cross things. Oh, Madueke! Really, out of nothing, a crazy shot from that angle. He's been arguably Arsenal's best player, or at least one of them. Like, for him to open up and get that shot off, I mean, Donnarumma was always saving that at the near post. At least I would think. But really well worked from him. Got to give him credit there. Here he is on corner duties once again. Noni Madueke raises his hand, sends in the cross, headed away. Still back to Madueke. He's going to try to take on his man in O'Reilly. And Zubamendi with this cross to the back post. Gabriel manages to keep it in play for Arsenal as they recycle possession and try to get another kind of long ball in there or something. Good pass to Madueke, who's isolated on the flank. Tries to take on one guy, and that pass was just a little too... Nearly. Madueke and Timber both wrestling for the ball from Jeremy Doku. Neither of them can get it. It's out for a goal kick as it went off Noni Madueke last. Here's Pep Linders with Pep Guardiola. Long ball from Donnarumma. It's headed by an Arsenal player. It hits the back of another Arsenal player. Jeremy Doku gets it to Rodri. Advantage given to City as Doku stays on the ground. Now City passing between their center backs. They're going to feel comfortable just finishing off this. Oh, what was that? Trossard. Dude, they're trolling. Oh, what was that? Bernardo Silva goes down like a ton of bricks hit him. Oh, brother. Oh, jeez. I don't know, guys. We'll see how that ruling, I guess, from the ref will end up taking place. I didn't even see the incident between Trossard and Bernardo Silva. The ref calls over Bernardo Silva alongside both the captains. I think Gabriel's trying to get Bernardo Silva sent off for diving or something. Oh, Gabriel, what are you doing, mate? What are you doing? You can't be jawing off. Hey, yo. Can't be jawing at the ref like that. It hits Trossard in his thigh. Bernardo Silva throws the ball at him. It hits Trossard's head. he threw the ball at Bernardo Silva's crown jewels. Let's just say. So no diving. But both of them acting like absolute children here. Silva probably a bit more in his right to do so, considering they're up. Trossard, I mean, the first half's ending, but like, what have you accomplished today, brother? Like, don't be getting into scraps for no reason. A long throw in from City here. Tries to find Haaland. Saliba. Oh, and Arsenal on the counter. Noni Madueke. Comfortably dealt with by Matt O'Reilly. Is it Matt O'Reilly? I don't think it's Matt. It's something O'Reilly. Let's get his name. Can't be calling him Matt O'Reilly. That's not who it is. Because it's Nico O'Reilly. My bad. Nico O'Reilly. That's that for the first half, ladies and gentlemen. I should stop this and reset it. I fixed my timer, which is nice. I'm very happy about that. But a solid display from City in the first half. Not the best football we've seen from Arsenal. This is becoming, sadly, I think, their trademark of having all the possession and little of the chances. So for the half, we can look at some of the stats. Kind of, yeah, 32% possession for City, and they have the goal. That's all you need to know, really. Shout out Sunderland getting a point at home today against Villa. That's pretty impressive for their standards. But yeah, I just look at Arsenal playing, and I can't help but think that they're a side that's really just like, at least offensively, a bit stunted from their reliance on this system. We saw Ange last season had a super reliance, uber reliance on that high line. Arteta's the exact opposite, but I think both of them bring like a similar amount of issues, different issues, of course, but they're both it's very loaded as a manager to be committed to just one type of style of play, one type of just approach to the game. Because in my opinion, you look at how Arsenal play, and while the actual football is like rooted in that old school like Barca tiki-taka possession based style of play, I feel more like it winds up being like a Mourinho-esque like low block thing where Chelsea in their heyday under Mourinho were a side that were absolutely rotten to have to beat. And it was because of the way that they would more often than not basically just kind of game the system. There's talk and stories even from John Terry himself about like knowing that like if you go down a certain amount of if you go down at a certain point in the game, there's a like late in the game they have to stop it if it's a head injury. So if you go down your own box with a head injury, like they would fake stuff like that and they'd get away with it and get points. I'm not condoning that, but it feels a lot more like that. Not to say that they're faking injuries or anything, but it feels a lot more like that kind of no nonsense, shut down shop, grind out results kind of football. And if you're going to go for that, you need the results. You need the results in everything. But we could see with Ruben Amorim, his reliance on that 3-4-3 or 3-4-2-1 that he deploys. Sure, he got a result against Chelsea, but that's like, what are you asking for at that point? If you're happy with winning a game 2-1 where you guys both get red cards and they get a red card to their goalie, and got to take off their attackers, I don't know. For me, all of it just kind of feels like you're losing a huge part of what makes the game if you're just gonna hope to God to grind out results. Like Arsenal, they'll get their 3-0s, their 4-0s, but they won't score more than like 2 ever past the big opposition side. And if they do, it's like super rare. It's not usually replicatable too often. They're the 1-0s, the 2-1s, the 0-0s, the 1-1s. Those big fixtures for Arsenal always wind up being that because of how just ultimately pragmatic they are. I think to an extent, pragmatism is totally fine in football, but you could see today just how pointless it could be sometimes. I don't know. Obviously, with Arsenal, you could imagine that they'll kind of You could imagine that they'd just be a bit more adventurous and get a better result. And it doesn't sound too far-fetched. At least that's how it's always felt for me. Because, like, if you're going to have the best defense in the league, and I get it's Haaland, but how can you allow for something like that to happen when your whole game plan is to come to your home stadium, shut down shop, basically be, I don't even know how to call it, just be as, like, slow and patient, and, like, they're playing like they're at the Etihad. And that's what pisses me off. It's like, you're not playing with, like, any advantage of your home crowd as soon as you've got Trossard, like, scrapping with Bernardo Silva when y'all are down. You've got, it's just, I don't know. I don't rate it. I love how we defend, and Donnarumma is superb, and Kusanov too. Sup, Nick Fadley? Hope you're doing well, mate. Honestly, yeah, Kusanov has been fantastic today. I have to say he's looked really good. Trossard has been anonymous. Same with Calafiori. I don't think either of them have been all that great. I've been really impressed by Nico O'Reilly. Of course, I think Madueke has been probably the best creative outlet down that right-hand side, but I think he's had a few moments, O'Reilly, where he's looked great. He's looked really good. He's kind of been able to, get a tackle in. He's been able to put in a foot when necessary. And it's interesting to see City kind of basically putting this kid through there. I mean, I think Nouri's injured, so that makes sense as to why he's starting O'Reilly. But let's see. Is he on the bench or is he just injured? No, he was not on the bench. He is, in fact, injured until late October. Yeesh. So he'll get a good run in the league and in some fixtures, O'Reilly. Marmouche, early October. Cherki, early November. And early October for Kovacic. Both sides with some major injuries, but, City are changing. Yeah, they definitely are. They look way better this season, I think, than they did last season. Last season, obviously, without Rodri, you're going to be in a whole different ballpark, a whole different world in terms of how, you approach the game, how your team builds up, how they hold this game, and even United games, City have less possession. Yeah. They've had a lot less possession today than Arsenal, and they capitalized very easily. And even the thing is, like, they get the possession. It's not like Arsenal are winning it back immediately. It's not like there's a huge amount of pressure from basically the opposite from the opponents. There's not a ton of pressure from the opponents to just kind of force a decision on City's behalf. City get the ball, they don't get it up super smoothly, but they can, as soon as they get it, start creating some issues for Arsenal. And I think the more that Arsenal is kind of obsessed with this, oh wow, some guests on the Men in Blazers show. That's kind of cool. But yeah, I think we'll see how both sides end up playing as the second half unfolds. Three and a half minutes until the second half. Pause. It's a long pause. Yeah, we're about to see the second half unfold in just a couple of minutes here. If you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe or like the stream. That helps support the channel and the stream itself, get it to more viewers. 35 seconds until the second half. Eberechi coming on for Arsenal. I wonder for who. It's not for Trossard, as I see Trossard there. Maybe Marino or Zubamendi, I would have to guess. No, Zubamendi is there. I'm going to guess Marino. I think I see Marino there. Bukayo Saka on as well. Arsenal bringing out the heavy hitters. They mean business. Will they be able to get a bit more offensively for this second half? I imagine they will. Honestly, I do, because going into that first half, I wasn't even aware of the fact that Arsenal were, basically benching Saka and Eze for the first half. I think as the game unfolds now, they'll have fresh legs to go out and basically cause all sorts of problems for that City back line. Will they succeed in basically converting that into a, will they succeed in converting that into a goal? 2 goals even. City are walking out. I don't believe there's a single sub for Man City. I'll notify you if I notice there is one. Come on, Haaland. I would love another goal for Haaland, only because he's in my FPL. Very upset about keeping Reinders on the bench. That's just on me for being an idiot. Yep. A single sub here for City. Manchester City. Matheus Nunes is on for who? I don't know. I'll let you know as soon as I do. So Matheus Nunes on. I wonder if it's for Kusanov at right back. I wonder if it's through the center of the park to provide more kind of cover. Is it for Bernardo Silva maybe, who was on a yellow card? I don't. Maybe it is. It's tough to say. Eze kicks us off for the second half. I should have hit start. Stupid old me. So Raya, Calafiori, Gabriel, Saliba, Timber, Rice, Zubamendi, Eberechieze, Trossard, Gyökeres, and Saka are the 11 for Arsenal, as Doku trying to break free. He does break free from Timber, but Timber follows him, gets a yellow. For City, lineup is Donnarumma, O'Reilly, Gvardiol, Dias, Nunez, Foden, Rodri, Reinders, Doku, Erling Haaland, and Bernardo Silva. So Kusanov, the guy subbed off. Total foul there from Timber. Got the arm over the shoulder, got the foot stretched out, trying to win the ball and failing. That's textbook yellow. Jeremy Doku relacing his boots. Gets up to his feet. He's joking with Bukayo Saka. Gvardiol here. Diagonal. It's headed away, but good from Bernardo Silva. Really good from Matheus Nunes to find Bernardo Silva again. Kind of waits, finds a great pass. Oh, terrible! Joško Gvardiol loses the ball, but tons of City players back. Gyökeres wasn't able to do much there. Eze. Trossard. Rice. Trossard once again. Saliba. Gabriel. Trossard. Long diagonal. Great switch of play. Finds Bukayo Saka, who takes a wonderful touch, and the cross comes in. Oh! Zubamendi! Oh! Wow. What a effort. Not the worst shot. Just a little over the bar. Some good work from Arsenal there. That's more of what you'd like to see from a side who's competing at the highest of levels. The diagonal from Trossard to Saka, the cross in, having bodies ready there to lace up a shot like Zubamendi there. Yeah, Zubamendi. I don't know if that gets... I think it just gets saved, like a fingertip save. That's a foul on Calafiori by Foden. But, a fingertip save like that probably was in store because Donnarumma had it covered, but the placement was good. The pace was good. It was a good shot. Would have been a great effort had it been on target. But Arsenal here resetting slowly but surely. They're not going to try to get themselves caught out or anything. We've seen City kind of grow a bit more confident in this game, but also had a couple mistakes like that pass to Gvardiol that ended up almost leading into a really poor situation for Arsenal. Or City, not Arsenal. It would have been a great situation for Arsenal had they scored off of that. But for City, it was, I think, a wake-up call. 4 minutes in, I think Arsenal looked the better side in the second half thus far. City haven't really done much. Of course, that's how the first half started, and then City got one counter, and that was it. Long ball forward as Gyökeres slips. Header by Rodri. Now Arsenal with some space. Great move by Zubamendi. He finds Trossard. Trossard with the cross in. Eze! What a save by Donnarumma. That he saved that, right? Wow. That was incredible. I'll be real. I'm gonna end the final result prediction poll in a second. Let's just see this replay. Header away as a chest it volleys. Yeah, straight into the path of him. It wasn't the most insane save, but yeah, good save from Donnarumma, despite it being straight at him. I'm gonna end the poll. Final result prediction poll sees 60% of the votes go towards an Arsenal win, 30% to a City win, and 10% only to a draw. A lot of Arsenal fans in chat, I assume. That makes sense. Throw in here by Arsenal. Finds its way back towards David Raya. Header away by O'Reilly. Reinders picks up the ball, driving forward a bit, lays it off to Jeremy Doku. O'Reilly to Doku. Doku. City with some good play. Get it back to Ruben Dias. Guardiola now on the ball. Little 1-2 with Ruben Dias. Bernardo Silva dropping deep to provide some support in the build-up. Now it's City. We're trying to... Oh, horrific by Mateus Nunes. Slips again. Similar spot to where Gyökeres slipped. Zubamendi. Saka with the shot. Bicycle effort from Zubamendi. It's cleared. Rice. Still Rice. Calafiori. Timber. Saka. Timber. To Rice. To Zubamendi. To Rice. Timber with a good pass to Eze. Saka with some step overs to Eze still. Great pass, nearly. Wow, Calafiori almost picks out Bukayo Saka. It's an offside, though, either way. A lot of Arsenal fans upset with that call. A lot of Arsenal fans upset with that call. Even the Arsenal players up in arms. 19 touches in the opposition's box for Arsenal, 3 for City. What a outside the boot pass that was to find Mateus Nunes. I didn't quite see who was able to pull that off, but Rodri there with a tactical foul on Ebrek Chieze. Arsenal take it real quickly, and they're going to try this attack immediately. Bukayo Saka tries to find Gyökeres. Not ideal, not perfect. Arsenal once again getting it back to their... Oh, sorry, Chad just hit the mic. My apologies. Rice here finds Calafiori, who finds Trossard. Trossard, little step over, potentially. He's kind of just dragging it loose and wins the corner. I think that's all he was really trying to do, was get that corner. Rice here, set to deliver the corner. Set piece in from Declan Rice. Oh! Shot! Wow, Arsenal had a huge chance there. Donnarumma kind of flapped at it. What a ball towards Erling Haaland! Erling Haaland! Oh! Nearly an own goal there, too. After the deflection. Great save by David Raya. Great pass from Jeremy Doku to find Erling Haaland. Haaland takes the shot. Saved by... Saved by Raya. Now City have a corner. Cross comes in. Falls to Bernardo Silva. Doku. Great work from Silva there. Cross in and another corner there for City. They're applying the pressure on Arsenal now. City here on the ball once again. Just recycling it amongst their back line. Here, Arsenal driving forward. Declan Rice to Eze. Bukayo Saka lays it off to Timber. Cross is blocked. Corner for Arsenal. Here, the cross in. Oh, they go for the back post effort as Eze with the ball. Trossard! Oh, falls to the feet of Haaland, that cross. Not a single Arsenal player there to target as Timber hooves this forward. Trossard takes the heaviest of touches. And here, Declan Rice on the ball. Finds Calafiori. About an hour has elapsed now, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see. Similar amounts of XG now. Oh, City starting to defend way more. Arsenal still have like 68, 70% possession nearly. So it's going to be a battle. It's going to be a hard-fought battle for City to hold on as Arsenal get their 8th corner of the evening. City have had 2 thus far today. Declan Rice here with the corner delivery. Sends it in. Eze. Oh, and City managed to defend that well. Raya, though. Near the center circle. The long pass to the diagonal and reaches nobody. Out for a throw-in for City. There's a replay of the Trossard cross in. Oh, it just skipped past Gyökeres. Does it take a touch? It's a little behind Gyökeres. Mateus Nunes here with a throw-in. Hooves it up. Haaland shoulders it a bit. Little good pass back to Raya for Arsenal. William Saliba carrying the ball forward a little bit, looking for a pass. Finds Timber. Timber finds him. Gabriel to Trossard. Trossard. Terrible pass. I don't know what to say. Doku heads it. Reinders tries to contest it versus Saka. He ends up fouling Bukayo Saka. Arsenal take it quickly, and Saka driving forward. He gets fouled again. Is there going to be a yellow card for Doku, maybe? Is Bukayo Saka wearing the captain's armband? Am I tripping? 63 minutes and some change has elapsed. We'll see how Declan Rice's delivery fares for Arsenal. They'll do well. We have Saliba, Calafiori, and Gabriel Magalhaes all at the back post, sort of. Rice sends in the cross to the back post. Oh. Not good. Saliba to Zubimendi. Saliba to Rice. Calafiori takes a touch, takes 2. Looking for a passing option. Finds Zubimendi. Zubimendi to Eze. Eze takes a touch and drives forward a little bit. Calafiori to Eze to Trossard. Trossard with the cross in. Headed away by a City defender. And Eze finds Gabriel. Here Eze loses possession. Bernardo Silva twists and turns. Still Bernardo Silva finds Foden. And City have the ball. That was not Eberechi Eze's best work. We know how talented he is. But good header there from, I believe that was Gabriel. Here, Reinders versus Saka. Reinders wins the ball. Still Arsenal with possession. Saliba got above, guys. Can you guys like not own? Can the center backs pass to anyone besides themselves? Please, like I'm just trying to watch a good game here, dog. I would love for Arsenal to draw here because that means points drop for City and Arsenal. And as a Liverpool fan, that would be pretty cool. But Arsenal, man, anytime I need them to do anything for me, they play like they're, I don't even know, bro. They just play so dumb. They play like they've never played football. Because it's just the side to side, the nothingness really of Phil Foden on for Nathan Ake. Oh. A yellow card being dished out to somebody by the referee. Pep Guardiola. Phone subbed off. Ake on. Oh, brother. Nice work from Trossard to beat Mateus Nunes. Still a Trossard. Good pass towards Rice. Rice with just absolutely no control of it. Loses possession. Doku gets fouled. And Arsenal bemused by that call, but I think it was the right one. Doku did really well there to basically just get past. It doesn't get past anybody, but ooh, that's what got Pep the yellow card. The no foul on Doku from the Timber push. Isn't Timber on a yellow? I think he is. Yeah, he is on a yellow, so that's probably why Pep was so animated. Probably rightfully so. I'd be pissed too. Here, Mikel Arteta contemplating on the touchline. Saliba. Raya, his boot gets hooved. Timber. City just building up well here, slowly but surely. They're able to afford this now, being that they're a goal up. They could almost force Arsenal's hand. Saka with the foul there on Rodri. A tackle, left too much in contact in there, and leads to a free kick for City. They take it short, and Gianluigi Donnarumma here. Haaland. Fouls, I believe it was Saliba, leading to a quick bit of build up here for Arsenal. Zubimendi, Rice, Timber to Eze, Timber, a little too much power there, finds Saka. Eze tries to lift it to the back post, headed away by Matheus Nunes. Whoa, that's a yellow card. I imagine Bernardo Silva just taken out there. Eze telling him that he's acting. That was Pep trying to figure out if he should sub off Bernardo Silva. Ruben Dias towards Haaland. Haaland heads it down. Bernardo Silva can't get to that as Calafiori puts a foot in. Doku to Rodri. Ooh. Oh, Doku. Doku, wow. No foul given there. Doku upset by that. That was an impressive bit of pressing, though, from Jeremy Doku. He kind of stopped and faked like he wasn't going to press. And then, like, that last, like, gasp moment, he just kind of puts his foot in, wins the ball, and basically ends up helping his team, you know. They end up in great position temporarily, but now they're going to have to defend this corner, which is a not so great position if you're City. Ultimately, Declan Rice taking, I think it's the 9th or the 10th corner of the day for Man City. Here's Declan Rice, raises his arm, sends in the cross, punched away by Donnarumma. But Saka keeps it in. Bukayo Saka. Zubimendi. Haaland heads it away this time. Headed away once again. Arsenal win possession. They're going to continue this onslaught of crosses. Rice. The diagonal. Oh, Arsenal not feeling too happy. This game's starting to heat up and get a bit more snippy, as there's been some contentious fouls and no fouls. 74 minutes and 37 seconds have elapsed. Here, Declan Rice to Trossard to Rice. Rice back to Trossard. Leandro Trossard still finds Zubimendi, who finds Timber, finds Saka. Bukayo Saka with his right foot Sends in the cross. The header from Calafiori, I believe it was. Well over. Decent effort. Not enough placement. Didn't get a clean enough look at it. Is that Erling Haaland? Haaland being subbed off after 15 minutes for Nico Gonzalez. There goes my FPL. There goes my FPL guy. Haaland not looking too happy that he got subbed out for Nico Gonzalez there. Not looking too happy whatsoever. Here, Gabriel finds Zubamendi. Zubamendi back to Gabriel. Trossard. Gabriel. Saliba. Calafiori. Gabriel. Saliba. Saliba to Bukayo Saka. Bukayo Saka to Calafiori. A little too much power there. Calafiori has to work to get it. Saka. Ooh, a foul being called against Bukayo Saka here. Bernardo Silva goes to ground, and I don't think a yellow card's going to be dished out, but... Mikel Arteta, mate, what are you doing? Let's look at the stats again. 69% possession, 10 shots, 0.76 XG, 89% pass accuracy, 453 passes to City's 185, 12% more accurate in the passing, 9 corners to City's 1, 5 off target, 10 total shots, 3 blocked, 2 on target. I don't know, mate. I really don't. I really don't know what to say, because this is laughable, honestly. Bukayo Saka, still. All right, brother. They got to release this ball like half a second earlier. Every single last one of them is taking like one too many touches on some like I don't know what they're accomplishing. Like, I get it. That's an offside, yeah. And Gabriel Martinelli set to come on, I imagine, for... Is this Timber? For Timber. Who goes to right back. Timber out. It'd have to be Zubamendi or Rice. Right? Or does Rice join into a back three? I don't know. We'll see. 10 minutes plus stoppage time remain. Eberechi Eze driving forward. Eze still. Nice pass to Saliba. Saliba to Rice. Rice to Calafiori. 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 Wow. He managed to hit somebody in New Zealand with that shot. The amount of bend on it. You would have thought it wound up in Australia. It was gonna boomerang back or something because, dude, what was that? That was one of the worst efforts. All game. Just all game, full on. And I think a large part of it, and like, I hate that I get so upset about this, but I just hate watching bad football. And this is what this feels like. It's bad football. There's not, like, you set out to be defensive, to be pragmatic, to, City here on the attack, to, get a 1-0, 2-1 win, maybe. Bro, like, Jeremy Doku! Doku! Oh, mate, he just misses it. Plays it across the face of goal. No one's there. Bernardo Silva here. To Mateus Nunes. This ball finds... Oh, Donnarumma, what are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, that's what I'm talking about with the sweeper keeper stuff with Donnarumma. He's just a little too slow, a little too hesitant sometimes. O'Reilly down. So mediocre, bro. This Arsenal side, I'm going to have to rant about them because they suck to watch. Like, you need them to score against another rival, and they can't. And I swear to God, I might as well be watching ASO. I might as well be watching the I don't even know, bro. Somebody in Sunday League, because it's just rotten, bro. 83 minutes of my life. 83 minutes of my life I gave so far. It'll go more. Just to hope maybe City would draw with Arsenal. Deep down, even though Arsenal at home, I knew in my heart of hearts that this game was Arsenal's to lose. In the sense that if something was going to happen, it was going to be because of Arsenal's misdeeds, their footballing sins. And quite frankly, I think they've gotten punished, and rightfully so. They lined up in the most defensively rotten way they could have, with the least creative midfield that they could have, and just kind of prayed that something would come off. They benched Saka, Eze. They had Trossard and Madueke starting. They had a midfield with not an ounce of creativity amongst the three of them. No offense to Zubamendi, I rate him a lot. But Marino and Rice, they're not really going to be guys that are creating chances from open play. City warming up Stones and Savinho to come on after we saw O'Reilly go down holding his ankle. I wonder if that's something more serious. I don't know. But Arsenal, man, like, they really have to figure something out, because this is starting to piss me off. Watching nearly 85 minutes of them just tiki-taka. Like, none of it works, bro. You score only from set pieces. For the most part. Like, I don't even know the percentage of goals that they scored this season from set pieces, but it feels like a majority of them come cross from Saka. It's either a cross or a set piece. One or the other. So seeing them only score from corners and doing this and doing that, like, this is just, it's hell. It's hell on earth to watch this team. I absolutely despise it. It takes any ounce of joy, any bit of happiness I have from football as a neutral, and crumples it up and shreds it. That's what Mikel Arteta does. Calafiori still gonna cry, bro. I feel like I'm being tortured watching this game. They have nothing going forward. Like, they could have one of the best strikers in the league in Gyökeres. They could have one of the best wide players in the league in Saka. They could have one of the best attacking mids in the league in Emirates. But as long as they are married to this ridiculous, negative, backwards, rudimentary Steve Bruce football, they will never win anything meaningful. And God forbid that they do, because that would be an abject sin in the world of football. To see a team this absolutely downtrodden, in the mud, and so just putrid, win anything, just strike me down then. Because what's the point in even enjoying football? I hated City because they're really good at passing. They're really good at dominating possession, getting tons of goals, creating, being a resolute unit. That's why I hated City. I hate Arsenal because if I need them to entertain me, they'll fail. If I need them to get a result, they'll fail. If I need them to show up in a big game, they're going to fail. They are specialists in failure. And you can see it week in, week out. Arteta, brother, you've had 70% of the possession. You haven't had, I don't think they have 1 XG. Do they have 1 XG? They have 0.8 XG. City have a higher XG with 32% of the ball. XG doesn't matter. But when they have less than half the amount of shots that you had this game. Something's wrong. Something is seriously wrong at the Emirates. I'm not the arbiter of truth. I'm not a football genius. But it doesn't take a genius to see how terrible this football club is. They play like there's nothing there. It's a husk of a team. People get mad at United. At least United try some stuff sometimes. At least you have something there occasionally. It doesn't work often. They disappoint you. But their games are at least a bit more vibrant, a bit more back and forth. There's more talking points to discuss. There's more flashpoints. With Arsenal, you might as well shave off 35 minutes of the game with the amount of time they're passing back and forth, left and right, bro. It's the Konami code with them, brother. They just up, left, right, down, whatever it is. That's how Arsenal play, bro. They play like they're trying to get a Tetris board in order, and they can't do anything. Please, just a single goal, an own goal. I'll take anything. I'd love to see City drop points. That's really what I wanted today, because City are the bigger threat to me this season, I think, than Arsenal. Because Arsenal, they could have spent $2 trillion. $2 trillion they could have spent. They would have had 18 center backs lined up. They would have had a bench and starting 11 of nothing but center backs. I swear they would have. And Declan Rice, bro, you're a £100 million player. What are you doing mispacing that pass? I know you've been running all game, but bro, holy cow. Like, my hand is going to start shaking how mad I am. And Pep just kisses the fourth linesman. I don't know. They're pissing me off, guys. They really are. What are you guys doing? What are you guys doing? Your family should be ashamed of y'all, the way y'all are playing. God above. Get something in the back of the net, I swear. Please. Sock on the left wing. Corner. Oh, God, bro. Corner FC, bro. Corner FC, dog. You would swear they're 90-degree triangles or something, bro. The corners on them. Or a pentagon. A pentagon, better yet. An octagon. The amount of corners they have. Oh! Chase for Martinelli. 7 minutes of stoppage time. You might as well just throw me in the gulag. Putting me through 7 minutes of this, dude. Yo, I can't. Another corner. Another corner. Who would have thunk it that Arsenal would get their umpteenth corner today? Minute has elapsed. The stoppage time. Header away. Controlled by Bukayo Saka. He's going to look to maybe send the cross. He can't quite. Terrible, bro. Terrible. And City haven't played well either. But City knew this is what Arsenal was going to do. You could give Arsenal the ball. You could let them adopt it, brother. They could live with it. They could do whatever they'd like to the ball and with the ball. They're not going to score, bro. They're not going to score. They could cast a magic spell on the ball to be magnetically attracted to the underside of the crossbar and always just smack hit it and go in. And it would still bounce out, bro. It would hit the line every time. Every time. Oh my God. It's a chore watching these guys. It's an absolute chore. They're disgusting. And a great ball, though, I will say. Wow. There it is. Martinelli. Thank you. Somebody steps up to the plate. Gabriel Martinelli with an absolute wonder goal against Gianluigi Donnarumma, who is well off his line. And questions need to be asked of Donnarumma there because, mate, that's embarrassing, getting chipped that bad. You know, Arsenal finally scored from open play, and I'll give them credit. They've fought all game for that. City have obviously tried to defend with every fiber of their being to keep that from happening. But a draw is, I think, the most fair result here. Is Martinelli onside? I think he is. Yeah, well onside. Ake playing him on. Also behind Guardiola. Takes a single touch. Takes the second touch. That's a ridiculous finish for Martinelli. Someone who many people, myself included, have all but written off. I think he's gotten probably some confidence with the likes of Eze coming in to try to potentially compete with him. Trossard starting ahead of him. But yeah, City, they better just hold on and hope to God that they don't get a second scored on them. But man, yeah, Arsenal. Everything that I said stands. They suck to watch. That goal was not worth the 93 minutes of hell I had to endure to see it. And even still, either way, you're getting a point at home against City. Not the worst result, but on paper, you look at how like this team actually played. You look at the actual stats. This is a horrific performance from Arsenal. Like a horrific one. Because they're still Guardiola absolutely slicing and dicing with the dribbling. Now Arsenal win back the ball. City are going to have to throw some bodies for it. Arsenal maybe hope they could get a second here. Eze, good from Rodri to win possession. Ake, Nathan Ake, still Ake, driving forward. Nathan Ake lays it off to, is that Savinho, potentially? No, Savinho's down here on the right-hand side of my screen. No, it was Savinho. That was Savinho on the left. Now Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva still. No. Foul is given a free kick here for City with 2 minutes left in the game. Still under 1 XG, bro. Arteta, what are you doing, bro? What are you doing to these talented players? Here we have Tiani Reinders set to take this free kick from distance. Gonna swing it in and hope for somebody to get on the end of it for City. Ake heads it. A little volleyball header stuff. Oh, Arsenal. Can they counter again? Martinelli, he's going to lose. He sucks, bro. He sucks. Loses a foot race to Mateus Nunes. Nunes has been on for like the half. You've been on for what? 30 minutes? Max 10 minutes, 20 minutes? And you don't have the pace to beat him, bro? You're a wide player, Martinelli. Come on. You're better than this. We saw that chip. You're better than this. I don't know what it is. That's a foul by Bukayo Saka. And City, with maybe the last chance of the game here. 96.5 minutes have elapsed. City play it forward to Nico Gonzalez. Guardiola. Free kick. Free kick is won here by City. They're going to throw everybody forward that they can. Zubamendi off for Mosquera. See how this plays out. Arteta probably afraid that Zubamendi would get targeted or something there. Mosquera in to defend this final free kick, I imagine. I'd prefer a drop. That'd be really funny if Arsenal drop all 3 points. Just blow the whistle, mate. Raya tries to find Gyökeres on the run. Ake clears it. A free kick given. Once again, as Cal Fury fouls. Imagine this game's going to end fairly soon. Probably right as this free kick is taken. Oh. "99 minutes have elapsed. 100 minutes of this tomfoolery, bro." That's that for the game. 1-1 final score. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Subscribe if you're new. Like if you enjoyed. I'm going to go record my reaction, post-match reaction to this game. Arsenal in second on 10 points. City in 9th on 7 points. Arsenal 5 points away from Liverpool. City 8 points away from Liverpool. Once again, hope you guys enjoyed the stream. I'm Sideline Sedo. Peace.